What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Max Boneyard Builds. So today I have been working on decluttering the garage. God, it's a mess. I mean, it's just stuff's been getting thrown everywhere. But I've double checked everything. I believe everything's hooked up. We got a drive shaft. I finished the exhaust on this thing. I'll swing it down there, let you see that. It's nothing fancy by any means. It's just to make it so it ain't open header so this guy can actually think when this thing's running. I got fluids topped off. It's got oil. It's got water in the rad right now. I'm going to let that get nice and hot, run several cycles, drain it, run it, got to get hot, drain it, get everything cleared out. That way, put some coolant in there. Transmission fluid, it's got some in there. Haven't checked if it's up to par yet because I haven't had this thing sitting like idle and long term because it's in the garage and I really don't feel like dying from carbon monoxide. So obviously, hopefully it's got enough in it so it'll move, because we're going to try and pull it out in the driveway for the first time. Have it leave the garage under its own power with the new, to us, 4.8 4L60 from the 02 Silverado. Let's see what happens. So if you can remember, we've got the eBay swap manifolds up there, which goes down to a 45 bend. And it comes down, you got your O2 bungs that we put in. It comes down past the first cross member. It connects to a 2.5 inch Flowmaster, which is supported up there on the floorboard. That's actually the seat mount brackets. That's where we supported those. And then it comes down, comes to the second cross member. That connects, actually, yeah, that wasn't the bracket. That's the bracket right there. That's connected to the seat bolts. Helps hold the exhaust up. That way it's not beating on that cross member. I mean, there's not a whole lot of room there. So, but it's got a little bit of swing in it. Not much. She's nice and tight, but then she just dumps right here. I mean, it is a short run. This baby's loud. It is going to drone. Like I said, this is just to get it moving. Obviously, once we chase down all our demons and weird wiring issues and everything else, might take it to an exhaust shop, have them come up here, join in here, bring it down all the way to here, then dump it or something, or have them bring it over like the factory ones, how they came over and then it crossed, like Y-piped over to that side, then run like a true dual back and have it dump here in front of the wheel or something. I don't know. I'm not an exhaust specialist, guys, by any means. This is just about 20 inches of pipe, 24 inches of pipe on each side. Some Flowmasters that I had up in the attic. Got it clamped up, welded up where it's needed, and sounds pretty good. Good night. Corgis. If you want one, you better be ready for the hair. That's all I gotta say. This is the first time it hasn't had a jack or jack stand under it since the day we brought it in here. Let's see what happens. See if we knew what we were doing. Probably didn't. Alright, as you can see, I've got my scanners in here and everything else. Alright. Does it start? Yes, it does. Lower pressure works, volts work. I've been fighting the fuel gauge, guys. It's in the tune, I believe. The check engine light, the battery keeps dying and all this different stuff. I think that should be fine. I just noticed I don't have a park reverse neutral drive indicator. Those plugs may not have got seated good or something. But I have a brake pedal. I got reverse. Back to neutral. Drive. Look at that. She's moving under her own power out of the garage. Yes! Score! Score one for the Boneyard Garage. Back to park. We parked. Let's go listen to that exhaust. Exhaust sounds pretty good for what it is. Go around to the back here. Not bad. Let's do a walk around. Boy, look at all the stuff that thing's collected in the past year. She moved out of the garage under her own power. Score one for the Boneyard Garage. She just whispering away like a sewing machine, baby. I'm gonna let this get warm, check that transmission fluid, start looking around for leaks and stuff. Do my due diligence. I'm sure those new headers are going to get hot, so they're going to start making a smoke show here in a minute. So we're just going to let this thing run, see what happens. All right, while this thing's sitting here getting hot, let's go ahead and I'm going to throw on the fancy scanner. You can see this stuff with your cheap one too that we got from Walmart. But I've got access to one of the fancy ones, so we're going to use the fancy one. Let's see what that check engine light is. Let's see what's going on. just died. Wonder what's going on there. Hey, this is the first time I've had this thing run for a while. Yep, see, she was still an open loop. She fired right back up. Lost communication, retry. Engine speed 576. Okay, it's in closed loop now. Intake air temperature 179. Coolant temperature 181. Ignition timing 19. Giving it a little gas now. That's all moving up. Bank 1, bank 2, they're running about the same. Bank 2, sensor 1. Bank 2, sensor 1. Okay. It's reading everything. I'm not sure why it died on me. Start communication, 12 duty. Mill status. Light on. Trouble codes. There it is. Couldn't find my button. Haha. Evap purge control valve. So my evap system's not working like I thought it would. Alright guys, I call that a win. It moved out of its own power, out of the garage, no problems. Now I get to clean up all of this mess. Hey, check that out. Screwdriver, lost that. Oop. It's a retainer clip for transmission cable. Wonder if I forgot to put that on. Oh look, another one. Nice big bolt. I think that was one. I was testing the size. Anyway, I don't think that belongs there. Oh, O2, rear O2 cable. But anyway, see, now you get to find all your goodies and all the stuff that you've lost while you've got your project going. But anyways, it moved out of the garage under its own power. It's running good. It's staying at about 200 degrees, a little under, which is fine. I think it was 197, 198 is what it's staying at. Thermostat opened up and it just cruised right along, no problem. I got the transmission fluid topped off. It was a little low. It is starting to stumble a little bit. Every once in a while it'll start getting crazy misfires all over the place. Give it a little gas, then it corrects itself and it runs fine for another 5 minutes or so, and then it kind of starts stumbling again. So I'm not quite sure what that issue is. We have to watch the scanner and watch to see when it stumbles and Have one of my actual mechanic buddies probably come over and watch the scanner and see what's going on, because they know more than me, because I am not a mechanic. I'm just a guy who enjoys wrenching. So, but anyways, here it is. Seeing sunlight again for the first time since we picked it up, under its own power. No crazy leaks or nothing underneath it. My steam port vent put together, combobulation right here. It's slowly dripping. I don't know if you can see it down there on the plastic. And we're talking like one drip every, I don't know, 30 seconds. So it's just, I think it just needs a little ooga dooga on that one fitting. Tighten it back up. But yeah, I'm calling this a win, guys. So now that it's moved under its own power, I'm not gonna call this complete by anyways, but I'm gonna call the swap is complete. I've got the motor, transmission hooked up, running, exhaust ran. I mean, I could take it for a lap around the block right now. Obviously, speedometer's not working, tachometer's not working. I guess I forgot to hook up that wire. Temperature gauge isn't working. Good call. Somebody left a comment, appreciate it. They said, dude, I think you hooked up the wrong temperature sensor. I think he's right. I think I picked up the one for the PCM, not the one for the dashboard. So we're gonna have to switch them out. Not a big deal. Fuel gauge not working. It's in the tune. I've diagnosed it down to that. It's talking to itself. I've played with the tune a little bit, and I think I'm gonna be able to get it to work somehow. I've got some video saved, but it's not working, so I'm not going to post the video. That makes sense. I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted you guys to come along for the OBS pulling out of the garage under its own power. I am going to, now since we're here, since the swap itself is complete, I'm going to sit down, make a running tally of how much I spent on the entire project, counting the purchase of the truck, put that together, and show you guys that it can be done for cheap as long as you're modest with your expectations. If you want the best that there is out there, you better have deep pockets. If you want a reliable running project truck, if you want to do a motor swap, whatever, and you have reasonable expectations of stock, not crazy, so forth, it can be done cheap. So I'll tally that up. I'll bring it to you guys. I wanted to bring you along for the red one seeing sunlight again, and I appreciate you for stopping by as always. Thanks for checking out Max Boneyard Builds. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, do that. If you want to leave me a comment, I'd appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.